Welcome back to Wargamers Shut Up and Jam Gaiden, where hopefully we have minimal background noise. I've got some pets running around, but we've got a new kind of game that we're going to be playing here pretty quick, and if you can't already tell, it's going to be Guild Ball. So I've chosen the Butcher team, and I've done this because murdering sounds more fun than football. We picked up some templates, and I kind of wanted to unbox this because I think that this is a relatively newer game in well, I guess in North America. So the idea with this is just kind of show you what I got, unbox it. This stuff is all Season 1 stuff, so if you're at all initiated with Guild Ball, like I'm not, this is all going to be very familiar to you, but I figured that this might benefit some viewers, and also kind of give you an idea as to what I decided to start with, because it seemed like the most intelligent pick. So now you need the template set. I figure, why don't we open it up first, because it's a little funky. I actually got, I'm ordering a thing from Systema Gaming, so I should have that pretty soon, and we're going to probably do an unboxing kind of review of that stuff, but in the meantime, I've got these little nifty tokens. So the idea with these tokens is that, I mean, obviously you got a measuring gauge, which is, you know, 1, 2, and 3 inches, so that can be useful, which is pretty sweet. Then we've got these two scatter templates. Now, the interesting thing about these scatter templates is that obviously one is, you know, full 360-degree kind of scatter, and then the other one is only 180 degrees. So this is kind of interesting because the way that they work this, or the way that this works rather, and actually there's probably some protective film on it. There is. Anyway, I'll take that off because it'll be prettier later, but if you do, like, make a kick, for example, and you are not successful, you use the 360-degree template, so it can kick, it can kind of fire back at you, or it can go kind of in a more randomized direction. If, however, you are successful with the kick, and again, this is based on my limited understanding, so maybe I'm wrong, but you can use this template, and it can go off again in up to 6 directions, but you're limited in its trajectory, so you can either go you know, off-center to the right or off-center to the left, but ultimately your total spread is at less than 180 degrees because they start kind of here where these little dots are. They start here and here, so you're actually not able to scatter to the far 180, but yeah, the idea is that the ball's going to get some kind of forward momentum with this, whereas with this one it might not. So it adds a little bit of more randomization to failed attempts, which is kind of neat. So yeah, so these look like they're basically laser cut acrylic. It looks like what they're made out of. And these are the official ones from Guild Ball. The other ones that I'll have are not the official ones, but it'll be nice to have a couple sets anyway, so regardless. Now, this is the starter box. Now, the starter box comes with your, well, 3 characters. It comes with a captain and 2 other dude or dudettes. The idea with this is that you can play a very small game, typically up to 8 points. You play on like a 2x2 foot field, and this is all you need for that. However, a full-size game contains 6 models, and that's usually a captain, a mascot, and 4 other models. So that's what I have here. But let's take a look at the Butcher's starter set. So the interesting thing with the Butcher starter set is I thought that when I was ordering it, they would come in like a double-sided, like double-wide DVD case, kind of like how some Mantic stuff comes. It does not. It comes in this kind of sleeved craft box, which is kind of interesting. It's not a bad thing or a good thing, it's just how it is, but it's just surprising. Also, the models are quite small, so it comes in a very large box for the model size. I'm surprised that they're not like half-size boxes, but I suspect that it's probably cheaper to order these because this is a small company. This is a kind of an indie studio that kickstarted their game, and they've struck it big, so to speak, in that there's a real following. But you know, cost is a concern. It's not like they've got GW money for that, for example. All right, so let's take a look. What's in the box? So, in this case, we've got our captain. His name is Ox. And I guess I should give a little bit of background to the Butchers. So I'm playing the Butchers. The idea with the Butchers is that they're very good at butchering things, killing things. They're less good at playing the game, so they're not going to be super fantastic at that. That doesn't mean they can't score. In fact, part of the game is to score, so that's important. But I chose them because it kind of suits my playstyle of the very aggressive, kind of alpha strikey, I hit first and I hit hard kind of armies. I just really like that kind of playstyle, and these really appealed to me. That being said, I'm sure this won't be the only faction I end up playing, but in either case, all of the cards come online for free. However, they also come packaged with the model, so that's really cool. And I gotta check to make sure that these are actually up to date, but these are Season 1 cards. I suspect there might be replacements for Season 3, but I'm not 100% certain. So in the box, we've got a few different models. They are quite small. I guess they're more kind of true scale. If, you know, true scale, I think 30 mil, 35 mil, something like that. Maybe not 35 mil, I'm not sure. But this is Boiler. He is, I'm gonna see if you can see him. You probably can't. Well, in either case, he's a kid with goggles. Actually, maybe I'll put him over by the light. So if anybody can see this, that'd be great. In either case, so Boiler is a young kid. I think he's like 12 or something like that. And he's surprisingly quick and surprisingly damaging. So he comes with a little sprue with weapons that you put on him. Comes with Boiler. They are all metal models, at least these ones. I do understand that the resin models exist, although obviously in the starter set I didn't get any because they're all metal. But whether or not they're supposed to come in the starter set or not, I'm not entirely certain. But I wonder if we can get a better view. Let's see. Okay, so let's try it again. So here's Boiler. Kid with goggles. He's very aggressive. In fact, this is his card. So you can see, like, these are standard size cards. You can see, comparatively speaking to the card, the model's quite small. Now, to be fair, he is a 12-year-old kid or so. Maybe he's 10, I don't know. The cool thing about him is that he synergizes really well with Princess, which is the mascot, which is a model I also got. Being that between the two of them, they get more murdery, as I understand. Let's be sure that's true. Yeah, you get more tack. Now, tack basically is how many attack dice you get to do something, and everything's gauged on the number of successes you get. So, so yeah, when you see attack value, it sounds like attack. That's how I remember it. That's probably rightfully so. Let's take a look at Ox. Now, Ox is, there are two captains for the butchers, Ox and oh, what's her name? Fillet, right? A lot of people call her Fillet. I'm assuming Fillet is the correct pronunciation, but I don't think it actually matters, nor am I 100% certain. So, Fillet is very bloodbath-y. Ox is very strong. He can hit very hard. He's very resilient, or he's fairly resilient, but he's his big thing is that he synergizes with everybody. He boosts everybody's damage. So he's one of the reasons why the butchers just end up with tremendous damage. So as you can see, he's got his axe attached to the bottom of the sprue, and he's otherwise a one-part model. His axe, I think, is an optional attachment. So not a lot to say about him in terms of the model. I like the model, actually. You know, he's kind of gruff and no-nonsensy. So, you know, he makes sense as a captain. All of the stuff that I saw, I thought he was on a 40 mil base. He is, in fact, only on a 30 mil base. So there is that. Then we've got Brisket. Now, Brisket has had 3 iterations. This is, think of it like, if you're playing War Machine, think of it like P Denny, E Denny, and E, or and Denny 2, or Denny 3, whatever. Her first 2 iterations are play for the butchers, and the 3rd iteration is plays for Union, I think, somebody else. I don't know. There's some storyline reason that I don't understand, but anyway, she is effectively a 2-part model. She's quite busty, is the best word, I guess, to describe. But she is interesting in that she's actually one of the few characters on the team that is significantly adept at playing the football game. So she gets an ability called Super Shot. She can kick, basically get 4 dice to kick, and she can kick 10 inches. You only need 1 success on a successful kick, so 4 dice is pretty sweet. And she's also pretty quick. Now, that being said, she has a debuff, and she can actually do some pretty interesting, like pretty decent damage. So you can't really rule her out from that perspective. But to me, it seems, from what I understand, and again, I'm a novice, her second iteration's taken more often, and it's a little less good at striking, but better at attacking things. To me, it seems like you'd want somebody that's really good at striking. So I don't know if I follow that doctrine, but whatever. So in either case, we've got those 3 models in these little baggies with these 3 cards. And the other thing that the starter box comes with is a base and a ball. You do need a ball to play the game. You don't necessarily need this ball. It's nice that it comes with it. It's not super significant, I don't think. I'm actually going to put that in a bag with something else because I'm going to lose it otherwise. But this is it for the starter. So, sorry about that. We had to cut away because I had a phone call. But in any case, that was the Butcher's starter set. Seems like a pretty reasonable place to get started. I know that in June they are releasing a version of this product with not just these models, but also the other ones that I've ordered. And that was actually kind of coincidental, but I mean, I'm not going to wait another month and a half. You crazy? So let's dive into the other stuff. Okay, so we've got the one of the players for the Butcher's Guild. His name is Boar. He is, as I understand, a beast. One thing I don't like is I don't like that they staple these, and that's just a super minor petty gripe that I just, because I don't like it, whatever. In either case, so Boar, from what I understand, hits like a freight train. He is not super great at taking a huge amount of damage, but he is fantastic at dishing out punishment, and I'm just going to get a little zoomed in here. The idea with him is that you hold him back until you're ready to murder the crap out of something, and then you murder the crap out of something. So he's, as I understand, a kind of a must-have. There we are, Boar. Again, Season 1 guy, seems super good. He's a attacking midfielder. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned, I guess. That doesn't matter. So yeah, let's take a look at the model. So he is actually a 40 mil. He is, I think every team has 1 or 2 40 mils. I think maybe the odd team has a 50 mil, but mostly 40 mils are kind of the biggest thing you're going to get. And let's take a look at him. So he is a monster. He's all cut up to crap, and he's got kind of like a 90s Hulk Hogan kind of face. I think it'd be awesome if somebody painted him up with like the yellow kind of spandex suit, but I'm not going to because I'm neurotic about everything being something that matches. But in either case, he's got his big axe here, or big ass axe, or big axe, whatever, and he's got his bandaged arm with some extra knifey blades to cut people. You know, they say that you're not, like in Guild Ball, there's a rule, you know, gentleman's agreement, so to speak, that we're not going to kill anybody, and kumbaya, nobody dies in the game. I can't imagine Boar cares anything about that. He is just a monster. The good kind of monster, though, because he's on my team. So, that's Boar. He's pretty sweet. I don't have anything to say about him in terms of playing him yet, because I haven't actually played him yet. But I'm sure that, well, first off, we're going to be filming some battle reports. I've got a couple of new friends, and they're, at least 1 or 2 of them is interested in filming. So we're going to be filling up some Guild Ball stuff. I also got a Guild Ball pitch, so that's basically like a 3x3 foot neoprene mat, and it looks super cool, but you'll see it in a battle report. There's no sense in me trying to unbox it. It's a freaking mat. In either case, so that's Boar. It's princess, yes. Oh god, somebody should look that up. Nope, unless you're younger than, not, yeah, it's horrible but hilarious. In any case, Princess is the mascot. She is a dog. I'm assuming it's a she because I don't know if there are any male princesses. Maybe not. Anyway, so she synergizes really well with Boiler, and she is a team mascot. She's a loved creature, which means that basically if somebody attacks her and she takes damage, this is an old card, I think. I think the new one says that if somebody attacks her and she takes damage, the team gets an additional attack for each attack. So you can end up with like a bunch of extra dice to murder things with just because somebody attacked the dog. So then the question is, well, why would they attack the dog? Again, for points. There are 2 ways to win the game. Either score goals or kill things. Mascots are typically the easiest thing to kill, so sometimes it's worth it. I'm not so sure though, because you think about it in terms of the opposing team gets to determine when you get to do that. So if they kill it at the end of the turn, they leave it for like the last model to kill. It seems to me that that would be kind of easy pickings, but maybe there's something I don't understand about that. In either case, so Princess's card. Princess, fantastic looking. When I first looked at Guild Ball, I wasn't super interested actually, because the models weren't as super, you know, hyper fantastic as like War Machine or Malifaux or anything like that. They weren't like that brand of fantasy, but as I've taken a closer look at them, I've actually been really impressed. And it's nice to not have to glue together 10 million things. Malifaux. But in any case, so this is Princess. She's a beautiful bitch. She's not terribly big, so here's a 30mm base. Here's Princess on a 30mm base. Hey, look, I'm riding a horse. Yeah, I wonder if you can get a reasonable look. Oh, I'm going to try and zoom in. Maybe not, because I'm just going to mess up the camera, and then everybody's going to yell at me, and I'm going to cry myself to sleep and eat ice cream, and although I like ice cream, it's probably not healthy. So, that is Princess. And I have no idea if I'm going to separate these into different videos, or if they're going to be all one video, or not. I don't know what I'm doing yet. But, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that is Princess. And that's what you get for buying Princess. I hate these staples. They're just so annoying. There's no need to. They get shipped to you. Like, I never saw this be a problem with War Machine stuff. Yeah, okay, you can open it and look at the card. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, screw it. So far, one gripe. And then Shank. So here we have Shank. He is pretty interesting in that, unlike most of the other stuff, and in fact, I think all of the other stuff, he has a 2-inch melee reach. Again, he's not super great at kicking. He's not super terrible at kicking, so to speak, so he could potentially score goals. But he can debuff people. He can, when he gets there, you can slice and dice and make julienne fries. And julienne fries, because that's an action. He has extra movement when he's charging against a damaged target, so he's super mobile, is his thing. He can run 8 inches, and then he has a 2-inch reach, and he gets an extra 2 inches for if they're damaged, so you could potentially charge something that's 12 inches away, which in this game is enormous. One of the big things about having a 2-inch reach is the you can't get counterattacked as easily. So there are, to my knowledge, there are very few things that are able to counterattack you while being within 2 inches, or 2 inches away. So he's like running, and he's got these like, I always think of him in terms of him being kind of like a swirling dervish of like blades. Like, he just kind of like Kratos, but maybe a little more lean and a little less, you know, Viking beefy. But in either case, so he's kind of running forward, and he's got these crazy wicked knives. As I've been understand, he and Boar are almost always an auto include. Sometimes people drop Shank, but whereas I don't think many people drop Boar, but they're very, very high quality models for even in the current seasons of the game. So that was also one of the kind of mitigating factors when I was looking at buying these things. I wanted models that I could learn how to play the game with, that weren't terribly intimidating, that were going to be useful kind of further on in the game. But we'll see how that goes. I'm sure that I'm going to get obliterated for some amount of time as we learn. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Again, this is Steve with Wargamer Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me, especially with the new game, tell me what I'm doing wrong, because I'm going to screw this up all the time. And if you want to see something in particular, let me know. We will be sometime soon moving into DC Universe, because I've got a bunch of stuff for that, so that's pretty sweet. But I don't know when that is. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.